Everybody, it's Curtis here with the 30-day ab challenge again. This time getting out here doing a little cardio a little later. It's the afternoon. But let's get it going. All right. So, got the run in. Feels pretty good out here. Nice and warm. So I recently got some comments about, rather an accusation, questioning whether or not I've done anabolic steroids. In other words, saying natural is not what I am. On my Instagram, I went live on there a little while ago talking about it. Talk about it again here on this channel. So, there's a lot of things that people try to accuse you of. And this particular person questioned it. And thing is that I've been doing this weight training thing for over 30 years. I don't know how long this individual's been doing it, but I've been doing it for a long time. I started competing about 20 years ago. When I started, you're talking about weighing 154 pounds on stage as a lightweight. It took me about 15 years to get to a light heavy, which is about 186, 188 is where I was placing as far as on the scale within that light heavyweight class. So it took me about 15 years to do this. What I've done is what I do, what I promote. My fat burners, my over-the-counter supplements. Things you can get in the store. Test boosters, BCAAs, creatine, things of that nature. Now, it used to be a long time ago I thought of it as a compliment. But nowadays, it's more like an insult to me, because if this person's going to put themselves on my level, then that's an insult. Because if I actually were on anything, I could be in the pro realm. Have I been asked to do this by different parties? Asked to get on stuff? Of course. I was a lightweight winner in Musclemania in 2000. Featured on ESPN. I've been in Ironman magazine. So I've done some stuff. And I've actually been considered and been offered. But it was just my choice to say no and stay natural, provided using over-the-counter supplements again. Now, if these people consider that's not being natural, then so be it. But mind you, a lot of things we use are drugs, like caffeine. If you're drinking any kind of energy drinks, they got things in there that aren't the greatest for your health, like taurine. So these things aid you in different things. So if we want to talk about aiding your ability, well, there's all kinds of things you could say that aid your ability. But as far as anabolic steroids, growth hormone, no, that's not something that I get into. It's not something I've done. Everything I have achieved is naturally what I've been able to achieve. The same goes for any of you out there who may have you've done some good stuff and been accused of certain things. Where were they when you started? Where were these same people? Where was this same individual 30 years ago when I was a poor kid starting off in my sports, 15 years old? I doubt they may not even be alive at that time. You're talking about 30 years ago. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any supplements. I didn't do anything but train. I was squatting at 55 pounds, 365 pounds with nothing but milk, food that I can get my hands on, cupcakes, anything I can get my hands on. Benching over 260 pounds. Again, 155 pounds doing this. I could out squat a lot of the linemen. So to compare me to this individual, when this individual looks more like I did at that younger teenage year than I do now, would be a mistake, simply because they weren't there when I was putting my time in. They weren't there when I was struggling. So let that be something for all you guys that are trying to do something positive. People will try to tear you down, try to accuse you, but they weren't there. They weren't there when you were struggling. They weren't there when you were striving, staying consistent, working hard, doing what you're doing to try to get where you're at today. They're only there when you're there today to try to tear you down and pick you apart, and they got no clue. They got no clue of what you've done to get to where you're at, except for this is what you've done. Well, that may be the case these days. Maybe a lot of people don't put in any time and they just get right on cycling. But that's them. Maybe that's the reason why they have these doubts, because they haven't seen that. It's not common. It's not common to put in 30 years of weight training and then get accused by somebody who, you know, these people, they don't even look like they put any time in the gym in the last year. So before you talk, before people talk, they should really pay attention to what you've been trying to do these years. Find out more about what you've been trying to do, all of us that work hard and that have been putting in, so that when you're 45, going on 46, they too will come to you and ask you or question you the same way, and you'll be able to say, hey, you know what? It's been 20, 30 years. Where were you back then? You weren't anywhere. And that's the same thing. You can get results in a couple weeks, in a couple months, results that they may never be able to achieve. But always stay positive and always keep pushing, and all the naysayers can go you know where. Because when it comes to putting in that hard work, they don't want to do it. All they want to do is tear you down, talk crap, and claim everything in the world. They're just too lazy, too uneducated, don't have the tenacity or the positive attitude or the drive that it takes to be the best that you could be. They'll holler till they're blue in the face that it's impossible. And then when you offer them help, they don't want it. Why? Because they know it's going to take work, and they don't even want to go through that. They just want to pick apart what they can't believe. Don't let anybody do that to you. Just keep pushing, keep striving, and prove all these people that are lazy, the critics who claim things, who don't walk in your shoes, don't know where you've come from, don't know anything about you but a picture they see on the internet. And in fact, don't even bother to ask. So until then, we're going to keep pushing this 30-day challenge. Subscribe here on this channel. Don't forget those supplements, ATS Labs Official 20 for their 20% discount. Stay positive, and let's kick everybody's butt that's talking crap. See you.